Okay, Christina here to listen to some music, and today's music selection is Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd. For those still just getting to know me, since this channel is still brand new, just about 5 or 6 weeks old, I am a professional classically trained musician, instrumentalist, vocalist, professor, composer, so we dive in to a lot of different aspects about this music. I get to broaden my horizons in the musical world, and maybe you all get to see some of your favorite music through the point of view of a musician such as myself. In fact, things are going so well for the channel that we are steadily approaching 10,000 subscribers. So I have promised everybody, this was an idea that came up over on Patreon, I've promised everybody that I will have a live stream when we hit 10,000 subscribers. We're at about 7,000 or so right now. So be sure to like and subscribe, and then we can reach that goal and we'll have a really fun live stream. Also, anybody that sends anything to the P.O. box from now until that live stream, I will be hanging on to everything and opening it for an unboxing unless you otherwise say so. So I have heard of Lynyrd Skynyrd before. I definitely have known that this band existed, and I think I know one of their most famous songs. I believe they did Sweet Home Alabama, but I never took a closer look. So I really don't know the style. Is it country? Is it more rock and roll? But that's what I'm here to find out. So I did look up that the band started in 1964 and that this song, Freebird, was released in 1974. So this is a good 10 years into this band's career. And at some point, I would like to hear some of their early stuff and just kind of compare, like, hey, how did they progress over those 10 years? But for now, we're just going to dive in with this and see what my musically trained ear picks up on. Okay, so enough talking. Let's listen. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, I think that's a good place to stop. If that's the beginning of a guitar solo, I will back it up and we will catch the whole thing. All right. Wow, what a groove. This is really cool. I really, really like this. It's so multi-layered. I feel like my eyes are sort of like roaming around, like searching for all of the different instruments that my ears are trying to identify. At the beginning, I heard piano. I hear maybe like a steel guitar or acoustic guitar, electric guitar, like so many guitars. But it was just so rich and so full. I mean, that's a lot of musicians. How many people are in this group? And so it's also really, really interesting. I love the chord progressions. There is a set chord progression, like a repeat, but it's a little bit longer. It's more like an 8-chord set than a 4-chord set. And in the second half of it, it goes to a place that's unexpected. They're playing with modes. And I love that. Oh, you couldn't win me over with a good mode. That's for sure. I also really love, like I said, there was a groove to it, but it's not just with the beat. The beat kind of sits back a little bit, but there is this groovy style of pitch bending. So the guitars kind of go up into the pitches and then they sort of spin into the next chord they're going to. The vocalist came in and he has such a pure sound. It's a unique sound, but it's very pure and straightforward. Not a whole lot of vibrato. And he sings very well in tune, but again, he plays with the in-between notes, the quarter tones, and it's more of that groovy pitch bending. And so this is 1964. So I'm not going to say this is hippie, but it could be trippy. Sorry. Okay, this was 1974, this song, but the band formed in 1964, so they come from hippie trippy roots. So, and even with the steel guitar, like still, is this plain classic rock, or is it a little country? And again, I'm just adding in the country thing because I just know them because they did the Sweet Home Alabama. It is just a really distinct style, and I love it. Also, it got a little more psychedelic, sort of, when the vocal line started to double itself. So there was already pitch bending and usage of quarter tones in between the pitches. But then when you double the vocal line, like 2 recordings over the top, it kind of does that even more. So then we're also telling a story here. I know the opening line, "When I leave here tomorrow," I think is the opening line. This person is talking about getting out of somewhere or something. Could be a job, could be a relationship. To me, it feels like there's going to be a change and an adventure ahead. A chance to start over again and leave things behind. So let's back it up a little bit. We'll see if this is a guitar solo. stop it there. We've still got a couple minutes of this song left. It's like 9 minutes long. Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. That was so much fun. The words, I'm hearing something about how he's not going to change. He can't change. So I'm assuming this is a relationship. Saying goodbye. Yeah. Okay. I get it. And something about that he's to blame. So maybe he's trying to be a gentleman about it. So this is like a breakup song, but not just a breakup song. Like, sounds like this was a breakup that needed to be coming about for a long time. And, maybe nobody was brave enough to say anything. And it's a typical kind of breakup story. So this person sounds maybe like they feel bad about it and they're trying to be nice, but it's just like, okay, it's time. It's time. Okay. So then what's going on here? So either this person is like, woohoo, I'm out of here. And they're free as a bird. Or maybe there's just like a little farewell something or other that, before, one more for the road. I think that's left up to the listener for interpretation. Either way, I think it's really, really interesting. Okay. The guitars. Wow. And I'm saying guitars plural because there were definitely two. So again, how many people are in this band? There must be a lot. Either that or it was just the same person over the top. And then how do you do that live? I don't know. There was just so much, the drum beat picking up, this escalation in energy. And then I love the motifs, the little patterns that you hear over and over again. So I talked about the pitch bending, but then there's this sort of stepwise, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It just happens all over the place. It happens in the bass line. It happens in the vocals. It happens in the guitar. It happens everywhere. And it almost seems like the drum beat even is sort of emulating that as well. So I can see when this group was constructing this song that someone did that and then another person caught on to it. It's like, yeah, I'm going to build on that. And then the next person catches on like, yes, let's build on that. And before you know it, it becomes like a running theme throughout the whole song. And I think that this group really capitalized on that. They found it, identified it, and capitalized on it because it works. And then when they start playing with the rhythm as well, because you can't just have this little instrumental interlude in the middle of this like this and have it just go on and on and on. You have to have some variation. So they start broadening out some of the beats. So we have triplets, bum, 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 instead of bum, ba, dum, ba, 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 bum, 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 bum. And you can hear how they're trying to keep the listener engaged, and it is working. Totally engaged. Love the little guitar riffs at the end, like, wow. And again, I think there were two of them. So like a duet, one is going da 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 da, and the other was da 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 da. Like they're kind of going retrograde from each other. So cool. Love it. And both of them are excellent players. Or if it's just one person over the top of themselves, excellent player, really good control of those fingers. You can hear the coordination between the left hand and the right hand is spot on. Okay. And I swear I heard some strings in there. Is that my imagination? And I did this at one point. So hopefully people know what, that's my sign for violins. I swear I heard some violins in there playing something, just a little tiny bit. Okay. Back it up just a little bit here because I want to get back into this energy and really, really see this song through to the end. Let's see what happens. Will there be any more lyrics? I don't know. Is this just all one giant jam session with the instruments? That would be very cool. Okay, here we go. Okay. That was Lynyrd Skynyrd, y'all. That was quite a ride. I have to say that for 9 minutes of music, and yes, in perspective, classical musician here, I'm used to playing pieces that are 45 minutes long or an hour and 15 minutes long, 3-hour-long operas, whatever. But for 9 minutes of a rock and roll song, it went by so fast because it was so amazing. So fast, in fact, that I am definitely going to be going back and listening to this. This is going to go on my regular everyday playlist for sure. Okay, so I guess all of the band members were featured in this. Again, I don't know how many there are, but I am seeing a picture. I looked up a picture and there are like 7 people. So if that really is the case, then I can see how there could be a whole bunch of guitars on stage being played, and that makes sense. So just tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, so in that last part of the song, I think I heard pretty much all of the instruments featured. So I heard there was a definite like drum solo bit where, bum ba dum ba dum. I even heard a little riff of the bass guitar come out, and then of course those 2 electric guitars. It's got to be 2 of them at least. This like dueling guitars. That is so cool. And if this band does have Southern roots, then, you can't help but think of like dueling banjos. And no, I'm not referring to anything like any cultural movies or anything like that. I'm just saying dueling instruments. We'll leave it at that. It was just really, really cool. And the lyrics were just hardly a blip in the song. So let me actually just go check really quickly what those lyrics are. And this bird you cannot change. Bye-bye, baby. It's been a sweet love. But please don't take it so badly, because Lord knows I'm to blame. But if I stay here with you, girl, things just couldn't be the same. So yeah, total breakup song. But then that little instrumental, it's not even an interlude. It's like 2/3 of the song. Is it just well known what that's supposed to represent? Is it a farewell interlude? Is it, I'm free? I mean, it's, Freebird, I understand. And so they take off and they get to move on. It could just be like a rehashing of all the memories, both good and bad. I think it's all of the above. And I think the listener gets to read into it whatever they want. I felt like I was taken somewhere when I was listening to this. Like I could just fly like a bird as well. So that's kind of what I'm taking away from this, is that it is a step towards happiness. Kind of coming from a situation that wasn't so great. Maybe it was great at one time, but it's time to move on. So I think this is a great anthem song for the 70s. I bet it was a really big hit. I recognized 2 spots in this song, but I've never really paid attention to the rest of it. So I'm so glad to have been shown the rest of this song. The very first entrance to the vocals, If I Leave Here Tomorrow, that sounds familiar, but it might have been like on an infomercial when they just kind of sort of play the most famous line and as like, this song is on this compilation of your favorite 70s hits. 1-800 blah 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 and receive this fantastic mix of your favorite 70s hits. But then there was one of the spots somewhere in the middle that seemed really familiar to me, that I've seen in a movie, and I had a distinct picture of someone climbing up like on a balcony, and I think that was from Forrest Gump. Tell me if I'm right or wrong about that. And what fun this would be to see performed live. So are there any good recordings out there of this being performed live? I would love to be able to watch some of that, especially some of the guitar work, all of that. Oh my goodness. And just think of the energy that would be there on stage and in the audience. That would be amazing. All right. Well, thanks for going on this little musical journey with me. Let me know if there's anything else to add. I'd love to get to know the individual band members a little bit better, like some of those guitarists. And did I actually hear violins in there? Some string instruments? I swear I did. And are there any other songs of theirs that I should listen to? Because this one is pretty awesome. Okay, so be sure also to do all the things like and subscribe. Again, as soon as we hit 10,000 subscribers, we're going to have that live stream. That should be lots of fun. But also, if you join me over on Patreon, or if you become a channel member, like I said, you get to take part in some of the community in both places where we talk a lot about music. You can really help me dig in and decide what to react to next. lead me through on this journey. Thanks again. This was awesome. Freebird! I've heard that before. People yell, Freebird! In my string quartet, we would be playing in background places and someone would stand up and go, Freebird! We did not have an arrangement of Freebird. We did have an arrangement of Sweet Child of Mine, though. That was pretty awesome. But that's a discussion for another day. All right. And as always, just remember to just be okay and keep listening.